is Eula, and today we're gonna read Ivy and Ben's story. No news is good news. Story starting at What a Dear chapter. The end of reading it the next chapter. Okay. Now, are you ready for read this one book with a lot of stories? Now here we go. And first we can read Ivy and Ben. No news is good news. Story starting at What a Deal chapter. The first stop was at Clala's house. Clala's was only 2, so she couldn't read the flipping pancake, but Kalila had parents. Both Kalila's parents named Jin, Watch Ben Dwad. What Harrius? Jin, the girl, answered the door. Hi, Ben, she said. What can I do for you? A terrible scream came from upstairs. Is that Kalila? Asked Ivy. Is she okay? Said Ben. She's fine, said Jin. She's napping. Ben cleared her throat. It was time for her speech. Hello, I'm Ben, she said. Another terrible scream rang through the house. Ben talked louder. Would you like to know the latest exciting news about the pancake court? For only $1, you can get one daring issue for the flipping pancake, and you'll be helping to keep 2 neighborhood children off the streets. She smiled at Jen with all her teeth, just like the people on the television. All for the bargain price of $1, said Ivy. That was her part. Upstairs, something very crashed to the floor. Together, Ivy and Ben began to sing. Get the news of the pancake court, pancake court, pancake court. All the news of pancake court for only $1. Ads on television usually had songs. Sure. Jane was looking at the ceiling. Sure, $1 hang in a sack. She jipped down to the hall. Ivy and Ben had waited on the doorstep, listening to something hit the hole and break a lot of pieces. Jen zapped back. Great, here. She handed $1 just as the next scream blazed through the house. Bye, she said, shutting the door. They heard her running upstairs. Wow, aren't you glad we decided not to babysit? Said Ben. Ivy nodded and stuck her dollar in her pocket. $1 down, 9 to go. The next house was Miss Terran's, and Miss Terran's yard had sparkly white stones and pink silver bubbles and teeny fences around every rose bush. It looked like someone nice lived here, but that was a big lie. If Ben had even so much as put on Miss Terran's pink front path, Miss Terrance wiped down to the front door, started yelling. Forget it, don't worth it, said Ivy. Ben nodded. Phew. And they have moved to Jake Teenager's house. Jake Teenager was in the garage beside the house. They knew he was in there because loud music and the bad words was looking out of the garage windows. Like the teenager didn't seem like the type to be interested in the flipping pancake, so Ivy and Ben didn't go to the garage. They went to the front door of a house. Ben was surprised that Jake, the teenager's dad, had heard the doorbell over to the music, but he did. Ben heard her speech as loud as she could, and Jake, the teenager, had dad nodded and smiled. But just when Ivy and Ben was about to say all of a bargain price of $1, a really amazingly bad word came flying out of the garbage, and she lost her mind. Give us some money, she screeched. Jake, the teenager's dad, had nodded. nodded very fast and pulled $3 out of her pocket. Go, go, he bellowed. Run away. He waved his hands, shooing them away before they could hear any more bad words. They didn't even get to their song. When they got down to the sidewalk, Ben looked at $3. Do we have to give him 3 copies of Flipping Pancake? No, said Ivy. She thought, I think he gave us extra to forget the bad word. It's working, said Ben. I can't even remember it. Ivy and Ben looked at each other and giggled. After Drake's teenager's house came to the faster of a dog's house, no one was home but Feaster. He howled when they rang the doorbell, but he couldn't answer. Robbie and Trebles' mother gave them $1 before Ben had even finished her speech. Of course, Ivy's mother subscribed it. She had paid for 2 copies. Kathy and Lilina's mother said he'd always wanted to know, Dad, what was going on in Pancake Court. At Dino and Crummy Matt's house, their mother said she wished that her children were so hardworking. She said it really loud, so Dino and Crummy Matt could hear her over their video game. Ivy and Ben smiled mostly as she handed them $1. It was easy giving speeches, singing songs, taking money was easy and fun, but I don't know what my mom and dad complain about going to work, said Ben as they left Mr. Crombie's house. It seemed like such a big deal to me. Careful of the car, yelled Mr. Crombie from the front porch. He was always worrying about his car. Ben had waved and smiled and stuffed Mr. Crombie's dollar in her pocket. I bet we can make even more money, said Ivy, looking at Sophie W.'s house. Why, we have $10. That's enough for 2 bags of belly and cheese. And Ben had pointed out, I guess you're right, said Ivy. We don't want to get wormed out. Now is the next chapter, Bad News Story. I think Ivy and Ben have some bad news. Maybe the belly and cheese have sold out, or the belly and cheese is not at that country supermarket. So let's see it. For tomorrow, maybe, if we had a lot of time to read all of the stories, then we're going to have a new beginning, new stories. But when you want to know about the bad news, then you're going to buy it and read it when I read all of this story. And now, did you have fun? ELS English Country be come up with some these book? Maybe, but maybe new beginning, new stories too. Now, please don't leave my YouTube and have a nice day. Bye-bye, everyone.